And we roll back into things. NIP with a single map advantage off of a very dominant Vertigo. Now OG has to claw it back. Do they have what it takes over here on Mirage?
That's the big question. That's the one that we have to answer, and we have to see a better looking OG, that's for sure. And this pistol round will start off well. Dinks are plenty. Nico finishing off one frag, but this is a labor duel. Dexter finally finishing off business. Berlin being dinked certainly doesn't help. A 3-on-5, but Alexi's chewed that advantage slightly away.
Roland yet to reveal. Hidden away. But so is literally everyone on OG. They do not want to take any duels whatsoever. They will let the CTs scale onto the bomb sites. And yes, there is a full belt available for Alexi. He's got the smoke flash grenade, but they shouldn't really be able to find anyone. Fiku's the only person low enough to actually make a contest off it. Alexi is going to try and assist them on the stick, and they've got it. They've got it.
In fact, NIP, a complete stealer of a round. That full belt certainly comes back to bite OG.
Patrick now, speaking of stealers, wants to be stealing away Neofrag's life, and he's got it for free. No one here to offer up an exchange. The bar is kind of broken. Nico, however, delayed to the market, will be able to come through with a quick trade.
I'm still hanging around for this, and yeah, trade right back, but Fiku's fast to flank him out. Underpass finally occupied as a result of flushing out Rez earlier. Config holding into the ladder room, and as that smoke fades, Flames will push forward, sees no one, and should be able to catch his way through CT. Config spotted him, so he knows that this is exposed, but it has to be something that is accounted for on the side of Alexi, and they start to piece it together that it's going to be a B-side attack, given that they know that this flank is happening.
Alexi's not going to be noticed either. He has managed to cross over before Flames could have done so. Dexter should be clearing this, but Config has found Flames, so now there's multiple angles to deal with. Alexi's closing the distance, can't find the frag though. Fiku stays alive in the mid-air. Movement is a bit too much for him to adjust to Roland. On the bomb side, finds the two immediately. The retake looks so damn easy.
They're playing some presence there. But after clearing out the top mid boxes, OG just bursting through towards A. Rez unable to get anything from his efforts. The flash was great, but now that advantage is found. They're trying to peel in towards Connector, and they find Hendrik as well for free. Roland getting one through smoke. That's exactly what he needed. And another one as well as Flames continued to fight. That's weapons dropped. Bomb not committing out because Nico's still creeping through the B apps, but Config can cut off.
Exactly what he'll be doing. Nico being loud about it. Config turns around for just a second, gives up his advantage. Will be able to face back, but just the adjustment of crosshair not quite there, and caught out wide in the open. Nico's Deagle. Aggressive he might have been, but even so, his life is forfeit, and Dexter are now caught between the bomb site. Unsure about where to actually end up committing to. M4 has been recovered as well. But I am slightly surprised that Rez didn't find the frag onto the player pushing out of A main initially. Wasn't actually blinded out by the first one. Dexter now spotted. 16 HP is all he's got left, and yeah, we'll just be backing off. This is a lost cause, and at best he can maybe hope for a bomb plant. Remember, Broland's got himself 2 sets of offensive utility as well, so Dexter on 16 might not even be able to get that.
Yeah, he was ping-ponging between these 2 bomb sites for the longest time. After Nico got all that space over B, he wanted to try and link with him, but after getting cut off by Config, knows that the bomb was spotted and wanted to maybe subvert expectations, but...
Roland moving through again. There's that flashbang, mid-aggression. They're changing it up every single time, and the training that they had to deliver, I feel like they've been trained, Michael. They've been conditioned.
I said this mid-control was going to be important, and oh my god, sure enough it is. OG are getting brutalized in the way that these mid-takes have happened. I think as well, you know, I'm kind of in the same camp as some others where, you know, as in-game leaders are always going to be judged on their results. I think that's always the biggest thing, is that players are judged based on their performance, in-game leaders by their results. And so Alexi should be put under scrutiny. You know, you can't ride the coattails of previous successes for forever. But this has always been a map where I think, you know, where the meta has gone very stale on a lot of other teams. You know, the flowchart, the plan procedures are fairly linear. and that is going to be smoked off as well. So he won't have reinforcements. Hedrick's even rotating round to spawn, but he'll get there a little late.
Timing's been missed. Flashbang at least will be dodged out. Spots out the first. Good for one. Knows his scaling fast. Second flash has been found, but there's the smoke to actually give him cover. Hedrick pushes through CT, wants to keep on fighting. Flames is down, but Rez is the trade. Alexi will be able to commit late with an aggressive position, only to lose Roland on the rotate. There's 5 seconds, and the bomb is not down yet. As soon as they start to tap away, Hedrick's going to be trying to line up a spray, but he can't get the jump. He can't get the jump. Alexi's left all alone. The 1-on-2 Nico brings it back in between him and Fiku. They're able to clutch it out. OG to find their first under fickle circumstances.
Oh my goodness, this is all over the place. The round timer being so low, Hedrick just so quick-footed to get out through CT to try and add more chaos. But after he's finally dealt with the fact that he's unable to flush them out of position or even deny that plant, Alexi didn't want to commit too heavily on the rotate just in case he denied that plant.
Ooh,
ended up being out of position. Yeah, miss smoke in spawn is unideal, so window will be severely missed.
They've gone out through Palace though. Hedrick's over here, despite the slight flash, will be able to find peek. Molotov to make sure he can't peek, and that's exactly why he's moved into the Flames instead of out of them. Flames though, now moving into him. 4-on-2, Config has to be the man to step up to the playing field, been called upon now between him and Alexi. At least the clutch has been made possible. 2-on-2. Flames still low, but the grenade from Neofrag is able to collect Alexi. Config now left to clean up a bad situation. The mess, however, is now accumulated behind default and firebox. Flames, shadow, spotted, given up. Neofrag ducked away underneath default. Flames, elevated angle in the one-way. The presence in middle, he's worried about a B-sided hit, and now Config almost caught out. A4 pulled out the flashbang, the self-flash from the T-side, giving him space to work with on the side. Config, good for one. Alexi will be able to trade his life out, but it's still a 3-on-3. Both players from OG are low. Neofrag, the only one with health, and he's also the one with the bomb. So while he plants, there is going to be a window of opportunity for some really advantageous duels. Grenades being dodged, and Neofrag with the bomb planted down now for short. Every CT coming in from market. Rez has already moved out, trying to take the lead, trying to take the stand. There's a knife out in his hands. Neofrag, and now a miss shot from Dexter. Nico's got no chances, none in the world. And Nip, apparently they do have more mid setups, Michael, because they got all the information they needed to call for early rotates.
Yeah.
Well. And he peeks out afterwards. Oh, gee.
I'm so sorry. I really am, but yeah, that's not it, Chief.
I'm sure they are.
A complete non-starter round after fumbled run boosts. Flames is trying his best to scrap with whoever he can. It's not even about getting a bomb down. It's about doing damage. It's about sending a message.
Well, there's 20 seconds left. You better start sending quick.
Or he might just save, to be fair.
Is the message they're sending that they need to save? Because they do need to start saving the day. Down 3-7. OG will have another buy out from between them if they'd like to try and scramble it together with a few missed doohickeys. But is right, Michael. Alexi, like you mentioned, I mean, so much of the util from OG has been used in an attempt to get him off, but instead, now into Palace they go. Fiku has to be the one to deal with it. Good for one. Does he know there's a second coming around the corner? Yes, he does. Fiku. Fantastic double frag, and it's Alexi who had to come through. Nico's been tagged up. Alexi, the same is true for him. As he fades away, Hedrick catching 2-on-4 with Config. Smoke down, Util's there as well, but Hedrick's lost his life, and Config likely going to want to save his, even if Nico's got other plans.
Through the underpass is where we'll see that play.
Right place to be positioning it at the very least. Neofrag spotted out, and it's Alexi to take charge. They're trying to move in through the smoke into an A1S. Alexi's going to show them why that's not advisable. Oh, dear.
This might seem stupid, but at a minute 20, this is looking like a save call, which is Probably the antithesis of what many want to hear at home.
That was one thing that I liked about Vertigo. We didn't really see many saves.
Mm-hmm.
I was tried for it. Might not see a save here either, in all fairness.
Nah, Dexter's not moving. Over that he's sitting in the Molotov. But Rez has got all this info through B, and oh god, this will be a hard angle to clear.
Oh, well, that's one way to do it. Neofrag just peeks right out over. Hasn't had the best series so far, but that is a clean entry.
Yeah. And good communication between the two of them. Dexter was holding for the peak if they sort of walked up through the underpass, and Neofrag just clearing close because of the timing. Thought they might get caught off unaware by it, but they were very ready for it.
Roland's been left solitary on the A-bomb side. That is the destination of aggression from OG, unless they want to circle back to be short. Popcorn smoke will help them set up for it, but there's a double push out from short that is being lined up. Let's not forget, head trick can be boosted into it. It's all down to Brolin to delay. Alexi over here around the corner has to be careful. Dexter is also right around. Good for the one. Drops the bomb as well, and it's Neofrag to find Brolin. So despite the kill on the A-bomb side, bombing down makes it a little bit more tricky. Dexter, no scope. Alexi's head's been chopped right off. And that leaves in a 2-on-3 with Conflict creeps through. He's got one, can't find two. This bomb is down. Headtrick is trying to line it up with it, but won't really be able to do anything of the sort. Smoke's lasting for a bit too long, and he'll just be forced to side the op.
Full example of what OG can really do on Vertigo, but Mirage has been a little bit more simple, a little bit more bare bones, and a little bit more in your face. Conflict will do exactly that through middle. Nico getting the double.
It was been spectacular. Brolin, though, 5-7 at the ready. Needs to find something. Flame switches through the smoke, using the distraction of the player lower as an advantage. But Headtrick now left on the bomb site. Spots out the head. Fiku's dead. 2-1-2. Both players clustered back at Tetris. Headtrick wants to keep taking peeks forward, and he might be able to find yet another one. Knows Dexter's position, but he knows it's the op on the other side. Dexter misses an opportunity. Didn't have his scope ready, but Rez can't back off in time. Bomb will be planted a one-on-one. Dexter's had a damn good hand consistently, but Headtrick now, who's been able to have a fantastic round, will not be able to close it out. It's 8-7.
As they are able to round out 8-7, but we'll have to see whether their CT side will bear much fruit. Rez already instigating action and finding a lot of aggression in through underpass. It is a trade, but the fact that it's broken down the OG setup so quickly, there is no B-side presence whatsoever now.
I think Nip do realize that as well. That's why they've frozen in place and they're letting OG sort of stew. But the problem is with Neofrag this aggressively forward into A main. Gonna try and foray back to Palace as well, potentially. As long as OG can commit to a bomb site, this should be still an opportunity for them to actually try and come out on top of this all. And it's a B bomb site commit coming in through short. Neofrag has come up with two big ones. Conflict can't find it either. They're trying a little bit too hard to outbrain, and instead they've just gotten outbrawned.
Yeah, what can you even do from here if you're Brolan? Dooley's in hand, and a player that stops you from making your path towards that bomb. 25 seconds left as well to find these kills and threaten this round, but Brolan will still try his best to try and make it expensive. Neofrag's been the hero, and he might even be close enough by to sweep in for this last kill. Fiku's been so elusive, such a nuisance. Brolan never had an easy time dealing with that first play around the corner. 15 seconds and already spotted out down to 7 HP. Dexter also floored, so it has to be Neofrag, and he'll be just as clean on his last kill in the round.
So much of this comes down once again to Neofrag and his ability to be able to stop this push from A main, but the first point of contact will be through connector. The grenades found Brolan, and also information given up with it. They might be expecting him to be a solitary lurk, but by now it's a 5-on-3, and Alexi and company have been mollied off. Ninjas are finding nowhere to go at all. OG honestly is taking them apart over here. This default just not worked out for Nip in the slightest. Alexi now has to try and come through with firepower with 20 seconds left. The clock is not their friend, and they don't have too many of them left on the server either. Config pushing through. They're not going to be expecting Flames. Hedrick's trying to keep an eye out forward. Alexi good for one. Flames will be traded, but that's the bomb being dropped, and they have to try and close distance. Nico's there. The Molotov won't be for too much long, and the flashbang doesn't hit. Nico can stop the bomb from being planted and even takes the peek out afterwards. Hedrick will punish that, but even so, it is Fico around the corner to shut him down after time. At least the one boot. Oh no, this is not working out for either one of these guys. Second time the charm, and they will be able to dodge the bullet. Dexter can't find the frag and will be forced to back off, lest he be forced off.
Yeah, they were just so late trying to jump out top mid boxes that at that point or another, you do need to run boost or flash or even throw a re-smoke on that short position, because he could have just gone through B to take that peak, or even boosted through the ladder. They were so late.
They're setting up for Config to have some late deals over in middle, but the problem is always going to be Dexter in short. Config can't actually proceed through unless he wants to take a significantly shorter, or maybe just lower route. Now next to the mid wall, Rez will need a flashbang if he wants to contend. Neofrag around the corner will have heard it. Peeks forward. Neofrag is gone. Rez has found the clean entry, but Nico back on CT. The A1 to collect on a single kill. Flames as well. Set up for success, as the smoke will be giving him a small one-way to work off of. If he can actually find anything off of it, though, is a separate question. Bomb being denied. Hedrick is down, and Rez will be able to get damage. Flames still alive. The flashbang is perfect. Brolin will finally be able to close out the gap, but it's still a 2-on-3. Config making noise about it. Dexter will be able to find it, but misses the shot. Config turns it all around. He's got the triple nip with 9 in the bag. We'll have Config to thank for it.
You have got to be kidding me. That look, I don't know how this shot misses from Dexter, and then it comes back to bite OG full force. Config, the one man that evades this AWP, is somehow able to collect. They got a great timely Molotov on that A ramp, stop them in their tracks. Flames as well found through smoke at the start of this round. That could be a backbreaker. Money almost certainly will be broken after this round should OG concede.
That's a nuts round again. Wow. Single player on the B-bomb side. It's Dexter. At least the AWP is the right weapon to one. Maybe not.
Yeah, see ya.
Maybe not. Raz. A little bit more of this, please. Both him and Config haven't been having the greatest of games so far, but now the switch has been flipped, and OG, forced to save with these three, will not have the AWP.
Good calling, some pretty solid, positioning on the CT side. Let Ninja stew, but short jump, while it's been made a number of times for this OG squad, it will not matter. Dexter caught out in the open. And that's one of the rifles out of the equation. They wanted to be a bit more assertive in the mid-control, but Ninja's got there first.
Double connected setup as well, as they are looking to have a 3-man mid-play coming in with the force as well. But Flames is down, P2 trades. Neofrag there as well. Alexi can't find the frag on a Neofrag. He's left on a single point of HP, now finished off by Rez. There's the... Right, sorry, Neofrag wasn't being shot at. See, it was fake.
Yep, he was inside of connector. Things are still a little bit in turmoil now. Haven't been able to set up in the greatest of post-plant positions, and a nade, 1 HP remaining on Rez. They don't know just how close they were to finishing off the job and bringing this to a 1-on-2, but that'll be information that evades Nico as well as the round. It's all over. Alexi cannot even be tracked down in CT. Noise and spotted. Ooh. That's a good dig, and that's bomb spotted. Connector is a very problematic position now. Smoke top side of it, but the pistols can still be a nuisance, might even trail through. Brolin has to be careful.
Will be able to get away to safety. Config, the round depends on him. Alexi's been going to flashbang so he can actually assist them in their road up B short, but now Config will have to deal with 2 players on the bomb site if they do want to end B, and that does seem to be the case. No one watching out for the cross, but Nico will have missed that timing to actually take the peek in from CT. They're into B. It's all about finding Dexter at the back of the bomb site. He does have the A1. Config needs to be careful as well. Strafe out on the side. Fiku can't find the frag. Dexter still hidden away. Fiku, they might be thinking he's alone. Does get one. Dexter needs to start peeking out soon. Config, smoke in his hands. Caught out in the open. 18 seconds on the clock. It's a 2-on-3, but players are low, and Alexi B the lowest of them all. 2 HP is all he's got to work off of, and the op needs to be saved. He knows it. Will be backing off. OG, another situation where it's a half by success.
Pandemic and all that certainly didn't help. See whether his squad or his old one are eating. Good tag damage onto Rez. Brolin trying to take room, and Dexter gone. That AWP finds nothing for its trouble, and Roland, tried to jump, tried to get the drop on Neo, but now suddenly there's a crossfire set up between Jungle and Palace, but Neofrag caught on the ladder, and the Molotov that's down is great. Hetrick even switching to the Glock, plucks him out of the equation. No help, nothing coming, and Hetrick even ready for an extra 1 CT. This is a clean set of entries. It took a little while to get there, but Ninja's now back at 13.
The good thing for Nep is that OG will have a full blind to the next one.
Outing for a B play, and that would be the right call. OG currently in great positions to react to any sort of A aggression.
It would be the right call, but it's very hard to actually flash the angle off for Fiku over here as well. And as they will start to move forward, the flash will be failed. Fiku good for 1, but what a trade. Config and Alexi have both found frags apiece. Alexi needs to keep fighting, but Flames will shut him down, so 3-on-3, but utility is low on either side. This is going to be straight up gun duels. Rez, the only one with a Molotov, but Config. Space been found, and he has aggressed through. Neofrag, the only player who can make contact. Headstreak spots him out and will be watching him fade away and back off, but it's a fake. It's a fake from him. They're not saving. Headtrick could be caught out here. Config's the only player who can actually save him from being so. Time's gone down low, and OG have decided that they don't want any of this heat. They want to get a buy out from underneath their belts. What a trade from Config to enter the bomb site.
Only those saved weapons, but again, these weird buys have been quite successful. This time they won't wait around. This time they're assertive over at A, and Neofrag's weapon has been spotted, but do they know about Dexter inside of Palace? Deep with his AWP, Config, 1 trade right back. Nico still keeping it close as can be. 2-on-2, bomb coming down.
Well, you're going to be forced to try and make an attempt for this at the very least, but also have to be careful. Money's going to be decent in the next round regardless, so you do want to go in for it, but where do you actually try and proceed through from? The smokes are dissipating. Roland's been set up to go for a late flank as well, should he decide to do so. He's definitely thinking about it, but instead will play defensive and prevent any sort of rotation from jungle backwards. Config takes point. There is a Molotov available from Nico. Neofrag peeks forward. He's gone. Molly deep, and with the smoke down, Nico's going to have to try and get the defuse, but instead will get the death. Nip.
Very limited. Fiku is going to be pressured.
Good position to be on. They need the flashes here. Fiku will be holding on for dear life. Good for the first. Making a collateral this time. Lines him up perfectly, and it's Alexi to be caught and found out by Nico's M4. Dexter will assist in the falling of the dominoes. It is Ninjas in pajamas to give up the round and off with it as well. They will not have a comfortable buy in the next as they fight to prevent overtime.
They can get all rifles out at the very least, but yeah, it finally lines up for Fiku. Had a chance at it the last time they converged off of short, but this time it does not miss. Be a bit more presence in middle than one that's just gone by. And they're going to try for this B split again.
Flashbang pop through. Nico with the grenade in his hands. Wants to make sure that he's not caught out. Rez is just playing around with the secondary off. Fiku forced off, and there they go. Rez, the distractions worked out for them, but Alexi caught off on the lurk. Molotov will still separate them from the bomb site. Resmokes available. And that's exactly what will be coming through deep into market. The op of Dexter cannot proceed forward, but there's a one-way. Flames trying to take advantage of it. Configs deal with Neofrag will be of utmost consequence. Neofrag needs to win this, but the AK holding the angle just seems so impossible to get past. Neofrag finds Config. Straight dome to the head and roller around the corner. Will be spotted out as well. The retake is certainly on. Headtrick's off is now in Rez's hands. Rez finds a no scope as well. Headtrick to close. 16 to 14. Nip will be able to get it out and over the line. What a map coming out from them. Oh,